Welcome to the list building segment of Wednesday Night Flights. Glad to have you here. We're getting a bit of work mixed with play here. I've got a squad tonight I'm actually curious to see how competitive it might be, but otherwise it should be fun enough. But with the upcoming Vassal season sometime in the near future, they haven't announced it yet, but it should be coming up. Need to get a little bit of practice under our belt as well. So this is going to do a couple things. It's going to be fun, but it's also going to be a list I might actually like to fly, and I need some practice against defenders. Defenders are pretty big in the meta game of X-Wing. So we're going to make a list with defenders and fly them ourselves. I've only flown them like once or twice before. I have not used them very often. They seem really easy to use, and in matches against me seem really overpowered sometimes. But we're gonna get a feel for it ourselves and find out. So, of course, I forgot my phone with the build on it. That's alright. I think I can craft it up here. So, it's an Imperial list. Obviously, if we're using defenders, but we're going to actually start it off with the Inquisitor from the TIE Advanced prototype. The Inquisitor. The Inquisitor's a card that I thought was not very great until I actually got my hands on it. Basically, the Inquisitor can treat any range attack as a range 1 attack. So his primary weapon, while it says that it's 2, is in effect 3. As long as he doesn't get some kind of critical hit that, from the old deck, ignores his ability written on this card, things like that, he's going to have a 3 dice attack, pretty much always. The thing we're not going to be taking for him, however, is going to be the missile slot. One, we don't have the points for it, because we're spending them elsewhere that I think is more beneficial. Upgrades for the Inquisitor. And then, 2, they just don't have the kind of punch that I like, because they're kind of one shot, and that's it. I've seen them used to great effect, but I don't know, I get antsy about it. Maybe I need to try that on one of these Wednesday nights. Just try some munitions and see how it goes. What we are going to give him is going to be his title. It's IV1. This allows us to be upgraded both offensively and defensively. Every time we take a target lock, we get a free evade token. So, it sounds solid, we're going to use it. We're also putting on auto thrusters. Auto thrusters are pretty sweet. They allow you to, at range 3 if you're being shot at, or if you're being shot by like a turret outside of arc, then you get to change a defensive blank into an evade. So it just really helps with trying to stay away from bad juju coming your way. We're also going to give him Juke. We're getting a free evade token, and if we don't target lock, it's probably because we're trying to be defensive. There's going to be a couple rare times, hopefully rare times, that we don't actually spend it, just due to the part that we're going to be doing target lock so much. Even for 1 die, we might as well use it in certain circumstances. We're getting that free evade token from our title, which is going to trigger Juke. Juke, if we have an evade token, we can change our target's defensive evade die into a defensive focus result. They can still change it back if they have a focus of their own, but one, they have to spend it on their defense. Not something everybody wants to do, especially if we get some hyper-aggressive defenders or something like that to go against. They want to keep those focus tokens for their attack. Alright, flying alongside the Inquisitor are our defenders. And not really breaking any new ground here, we're going to stick with the classics. We got Colonel Vessery. Colonel Vessery gets to reacquire his target lock as long as somebody else has his target locked. I believe, is it at the start of combat? Let me double check his wording just so we know what we're doing. Again, I have only played defenders once or twice, so while I'm familiar, I'm not as versed. When attacking, immediately after you roll attack die, you may acquire target lock on the defender if it already has a red target lock token. Okay, so we choose our target, we roll our dice, and at that point we get to get a target lock that we can spend. Pretty solid addition. We're not breaking any ground with this upgrades either. We're staying pretty along the lines of the meta. We're going to be putting on the TIE X7 title. I believe we're putting on Juke as well. So let me just grab that since that window's already up. Titles. TIE X7. This is a title I have not used at all yet. I haven't played any of the defenders since their upgrade actually came out, which comes in the form of this TIE X7 title. Basically, with Vessery, or any defender, we get ourselves a missile and a cannon slot. But utilizing the TIE X7 title, it actually takes those slots away and gives us 2 points back. It makes Vessery cost 2 less. It's a very, very solid addition. So his 35 point cost goes down to 33, and that pays for our juke right there. It's beautiful. Alright. The next pilot we're going to be taking is going to be Ryad. Imperial Defenders, the Countess Ryad. She has grown so huge in popularity since coming out. She was part of the new Imperial Veterans Pack, and basically she can do any straight move that she dials up. First off is green to begin with, which is just crazy. Then she can actually flip around, K-turn, turn 180 degrees, face the other way, which is normally a stress for any ship. For defenders, they all get to do a 4K turn as a white maneuver, not take any stress. It's already strong. Countess Ryad gets to do any of those straight green moves as a K-turn. Clear stress, and then take her appropriate actions as she wants. It's a really, really solid card, and it's hard to stop. Even though you know it's coming, it is hard to stop. You can't block all of her straight moves, which could be U-turns, at the same time. Alright. So I'm actually going to put Countess in her red ship. I'm going to put Vessery in the blue ship. So this puts us at 99 if we're to give her Juke along with her X7 title. However, because Vessery has so many options that are green that she's going to be utilizing, it's actually a little bit better to give her Push the Limit. Let's keep things consistent, put that right there. She can take yet another action on top of everything. And that'll put us at an even 100. Yes, getting initiative is kind of nice. However, man, she's just so strong with it that it's hard not to. Juke is still really good for her, so if you want to use that, you can. It's totally a great option. You're going to be getting it. Oh, that's something else I didn't point out with the X7 title. If you do a 3 speed move or greater, any of them, you get a free evade token. So that's why I threw Juke onto Vessery. It pretty much triggers all the time again, unless you're going slow, which you'd have to have a pretty compelling reason to go slow with a defender. There's just too many reasons not to. Alright, let's get everything named. Oop. And some chits. We're going to need 3 target lock tokens. And we're going to need some debris or asteroids. Having defenders in the Inquisitor, they can all handle stress pretty well. It actually behooves us, I think, to take some debris, and we can even take some large debris that they're fairly maneuverable ships. We're gonna take this guy. We'll take that one because it's large. And we'll take this one. I like these two because they're kind of oblong. They have some like points that go in and out, some kind of peninsulas sticking out, some weirder shapes than just round, which is a little bit easier to dodge if you're more versed at it. They're more unique. So the chances that somebody that only brings small rocks all the time that are round has a little bit less experience with some of these more lengthy pieces. So that's my reasoning behind that. Whether it actually works out or not, who knows? Alright, let's clean this up a bit. Vessery, Ryad, and Inquisitor. We get all our chits off to the side again just because it helps clean us up when we paste this into our game. It allows us to have one section that's going to be copy and pasted over to our player card, and one section that can really just remain on the board at all times. So there we go. Let's start our log file. And we are going to name this one, we got an Inquisitor. Job it is to go around and ask questions. We have defenders. It's not the most terribly clever thing, but we're going to call it defenders. Typically, everybody that runs defenders often runs just all 3 defenders. So we're throwing Inquisitor in there. He asks questions, and the question that needs to be asked is, where's the other defenders? I don't know. It won't let me put in a question mark. We'll just have to remember that it's there. Alright. go. Undo. And end the log file. Alright, log file is written. So that's the build, everybody. That's what we're going with. Now it's time to go to the other side, wait for an opponent. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. It could be a lengthy period of time. So, I'm going to shut her down for right now. We'll come back when we find somebody. We'll see you guys then.